so odd. Testing, testing.
Testing, testing.
Okay, volume is good today.
Testing, testing. Okay.
All right. Now, having said that, top of the morning, top of the evening, top of the night, whatever time zone you are on. I know I said I would come live yesterday. However, I am a live today. We are going to address this Kamalo Anthony situation. A moment of silence for all those who have lost their lives, though. All right. So, disclaimers are in the bottom, and let me do another disclaimer. Disclaimer, this is for educational purposes. This is not legal advice. I am not an attorney, even though I did have to learn the law as it pertains and relate to electronically stored information in digital forensics. So, a little bit about my background for those who don't know. I have a BA in computer forensics. I have a master's in security assurance and digital forensics. So, as a background, I'm presently um, in college in the process of obtaining my doctor's degree. So, now that all of that is out the way, let's get to it. I'm not going to play the music today either because it. When I did my test yesterday, you know I love my music going through here. Hey, royalty, how you doing? How you doing? Top of the morning to you. I'm not going to play my music because yesterday when I was playing it through here, it just did not sound right. So, and I've not done the updates I should have done to this device. But we're gonna keep it moving. I've been working on my doctorate's program, so it is what it is. Okay, but again, I want people to remember this. If we could just take a flashback to the Kendrick Johnson case and the Kanika Jenkins case, what we found was sloppy work and sloppy investigations being conducted. Right? That's just been proven to be factual. Kanika Jenkins case did not start off sloppy, but it got sloppy along the way, right? And so, one of the things that I'm going to be adamant about is authentication when it comes to electronically stored information. Authentication, 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 authentication. I will not back away from authentication because it's needed now more than ever. It's critical, right? Because we have a bunch of deep fakes, we have a bunch of artificial intelligence. And so it is the person's responsibility when you are hiring an attorney to make sure, because they understand authentication when you are trying to get these ESIs submitted as evidence in court. And unfortunately, some judges just don't understand, even though it's written. I mean, we gonna touch the law, right? You have to make sure you are adamant about your attorney, making sure if you are going to present something coming from a electronic device or that was electronically stored, that it has been authenticated, right? That the data is valid. It has not been altered, modified, deleted, tampered with. You want forensically sound copies presented in court, and you want it proven. Because if you're presenting, example, if you're presenting video footage that has not been authenticated, it's just video footage. It doesn't stand as evidence. I've seen judges allow it to happen, but it is up to the attorney to make the objections, right? So it brings us now, let's come back full circle. Let's come back to Karmelo Anthory. All right. And for the people who were, pause for a minute, let me do my side note. For people who um, were attempted to call me racist, I could care less about that. You haven't done anything for me in life. I don't even know who some of you people are. But what you're not going to do, and as you see, I changed the setting. Usually I let everyone comment. You don't get to come over here and be a distraction and a disruption, because this is serious business. This is a serious matter. I don't have time for foolishness, shenanigans, and nonsense. Okay. I should be working on my doctoral project, right? Huh, yeah. And that's a lot of reading and a lot of sources that have to be credible. Uh, so now that I'm finished with the side note, let's get back here. So, what I've done is I've used some forensic tools, some that are the industry standard, some are open source, some were free, and I have looked at the data from some of the images presented, two of the images presented, and I am waiting for permission to utilize another digital forensic tool, and that with that tool, I will go ahead and look at the metadata on one of the videos, from one of the videos. And the video I selected was video number 2. So let's get to this website real quick. I'm going to go ahead and share, oh, to share this tab. Yeah, share out. And excuse me for the noises in the background. I'm not turning off the air. Don't be what it's going to be. Okay. Okay. So let me go here. Roll. Now, so this is where um, Collin County, and thank you to Fireman because she posted this. This is where I retrieved my data from, right? So I went with photos that were zipped. I did not touch any audio, and I did video. That will be the video that we will look at. I already have this saved to a drive, and that's what we will be going with. Okay. So, in terms of photos presented as exhibits in court, this is getting ready to get interesting. Uh, to say the least. Yeah, stop. Once I've been approved a new digital forensic tool, I'm not even going to attempt to do this in real time because it takes too long. When you are extracting metadata from um, electronic devices or from files or from, it takes time. All right, it takes time. Okay, so that would take too long because the video file is quite large and it has to be processed through the software tool. And it just takes, sometimes it could be days, sometimes it could be hours. So let's get that out of the way. All right. So let's go here. One of the industry standard tools I used was EXIF tool, right? And I also use the metadata kit. So this particular information that I'm going to show, well, let's do it this way because I'm strictly looking at the metadata, right? Let's do it this way. Nope, I don't want to do it that way because then it's covering my screen. All right. I'm going to go ahead and share um, this metadata straight from the website in the tool itself. Okay. And then I'll pull up the one that I saved as a PDF once I extracted the data from that one. So let me go ahead and hit share on this again. Let's flash back. Authentication, 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 and more authentication. Data integrity, and more data integrity. Math is solvable. Science is provable. This is science and math. You can always solve for math, right? And you're supposed to be able to prove science. And I want to stress this again. I don't care what any attorney says. If you are taking electronically stored information in the court or electronic information or data or anything that's going to be presented as evidence to court, make sure it is authenticated. Make sure it is authenticated. Make sure it has been authenticated and forensically sound copies are presented. I have watched several cases and seen the attorneys not challenge this the way that they should. I have seen attorneys allow people who may be certified to use a specific software tool not challenge what the quote unquote professional is saying, not raise objections. And sometimes they should. And I'll be sitting back looking like, okay, here we go. Chain of custody. Where's the chain of custody? Chain of custody. And I still have these questions for this case. The first thing I was looking for was the chain of custody on way the evidence was collected. I didn't see it according to some people. The judge had some stuff sealed off, but when it comes to electronics and digital forensics, I'm looking for the chain of custody. I'm gonna start right there. Where's the chain of custody? Where's the chain of custody for the data? I didn't see it. Now, having said that, authentication, forensically sound chains of custody. Authentication, authentication, authentication. Forensically sound copies, forensically sound copies, forensically sound copies. Chains of custodies, and chains of custodies. Who was the custodian of the data? Where's the data policy? Yeah, all that. Okay. So let me stroll down here. Uh oh. Do I have to upload this again? Yes, I do. Wait a minute. Wait. Oh, no, I don't. I shouldn't have to. I should be able to just go to file one. Okay. Oh, okay. Yeah, yeah. It should still be in there. I'm just checking in the background and making sure this is right. All right. Let me decrease this window because if I don't, um, this one, I'm not going to be able to see everything. Ah, it did. I took it out. Okay. So thank you for your patience, everyone. While we are waiting, I'm going to put the file back in there and run it back through the metadata viewer. Okay. It timed me out, which is to be expected, but okay. Okay. It's analyzing right now. There it is. Yeah. Here we go. Now I can blow this back out. I can zoom back in on this so you all can see on your side. Let's see. Sorry for the loud clicks in the background. Here we go. All right. All right. Now I can do a share. And again, sorry for the loud clicks in the background. Not updated anything. Yes, I have. I've done some updates. Oh, let me go to my other device and make sure we can see this pretty good, right? Oh, okay. Okay. That's one forensic tool. All right. Yes, but this is not the one I want to use, but I'm gonna go ahead and use it anyway after I get off here. Yeah. Okay. Hmm. All right. What's going on with my? So if you can see the screen, make sure um, I see it just fine on my end. Okay, this shouldn't be buffering like this. There it is. You can also zoom in from your device that you're utilizing. All right. So, state PDF, right? And I hope they did not present this in court and it um, go unchallenged. If this went unchallenged, then uh, that's problematic. Okay. So, what we see here is name, state photo ID, extension is a PDF, right? Application PDF, signature. You see nothing. Size, signature, unknown. You head hex, a head text, an MD hash, and people are going to say, "Well, it's an MD hash. It's a SHA." They're present. It's been authenticated because those are present for a minute. We'll get to that. We're gonna get to that. Okay. Right. Because we don't see future present. So let's keep right on going. Standalone metadata inspector. Yeah, that's what I'm using. I'm using a standalone metadata. Okay. Extraction tool, digital forensic tool. Um, First 64 bytes. All right. We're getting more data about the PDF that was presented of the photos. Document encrypted, false, metadata stream, true, yeah. Fingerprints, digital fingerprints, creation date. So these photos were created, this collage of PDFs, whatever exhibit, this exhibit was created June the 18th, 2026. We see it right there, creation date, creation info, information. Creator's information is KM, which is a device. It's kind of like present info, FOSS, collection, present, FOSS, linearized, FOSS, signatures, present, FOSS. Uh-oh. Can I scroll down? All right. Got stuck there. And a lot of Biz Hub. That's the device. A version of that device, point 4. Version 1.4, PDF version 1.4 pages is 58. And back to the creation date, back to the tool. All right. All right. Okay, I'm back. My screen is frozen. Let me wait a little minute. I don't have access to web features. Better. Okay, so you seen that, right? Oh, you can see me? Okay, royalty, thank you. I'm like, okay, so one of the key things that we were looking for is signature false. First line, signature was not present, right? Because this is what was posted on the police website as exhibit. And so I wasn't there originally to collect, retrieve, collect, maintain, or store the data, right? I wasn't the person who went out with the warrant to collect it, right? So I'm the person that's looking at what's presented after the fact, using my or using different forensic tools, correct? Okay. So now we're underneath the hood, so to speak. If you were fixing a vehicle or doing whatever, we're underneath the hood, right? We're taking a deeper look at what was presented. Authentication, I'm gonna say it again. Forensically sound. Authentication, forensically sound, and data integrity. Now, the PDF is up there. It's up there on the website, right? Of the photos. Okay. Now let's get off into it. Let's get off into it. All right. So let me pull this up in the background. And excuse me while I drink my lemon water. I'm drinking lemon water today. My dermatologist told me I'm supposed to drink that anyway. But it's in Michigan. and it's going to be 105 degrees today. It's already in the 80s right now, and it's not even past 10 o'clock. So I'm keeping myself hydrated. That's what's going on. So again, we just got finished looking at the metadata in real time from the photos. Um, some of the photos that's up there as exhibits from this previous case, right? So where do I want to go? I want to go here. These are my notes that I have typed up. I didn't type them. I just did voice to speech recognition. Uh, and let artificial intelligence do its thing because that's a part of AI too. Voice to speech recognition. Okay. I'm just waiting for the document to load completely in the background and then I will share my notes. Normally, I present this in a PowerPoint format or form. Don't worry, we'll get there. It just won't be today. I have it saved. I'll slide it over to a PowerPoint. Okay, so let's pull it up. So let's get to what the metadata revealed. You're saying we're seeing doing. Yes, this is for you. Yes, Fire Mama. Yes, yes. So we're going to get there. You saw in the metadata extraction, this particular PDF was created collage of photos with Kamalo Anthony and others were created June the 18th, 2026. And if I'm not mistaken, I think the time was around, don't quote me on the time, but it's in there. It was in there. I will look at it when I pull up the other PDF from Metadata Kit. Okay. But I just want to go over some of the notes, right? Let's get to my notes and my key takeaway from what I viewed. So we should be able to see this pretty good. If not, I'll blow it up. Okay, I'm gonna bend on this just a little, just a little, just a little. Don't zoom in too much. Come up. Let me go to my zone. Excuse me, everyone. Okay, we'll zoom in by 10 points more. So what was the source device, the document of 40